Aydin the Art Boy here, and today we're gonna talk about space in our solar system. So without further ado, let's begin! First, we're gonna talk about our sun. We think our Earth is a pretty important planet, but in fact, we live on a piece of dirt. Our solar system is really just the sun with a few pieces or so left over. And we live on one of those pieces. The diameter of the sun, 870,000 miles, or 1,400,000 kilometers. The surface temperature is 10,500 degrees Fahrenheit, or 5,800 degrees Celsius. Core temperature is 23,400,000 degrees Fahrenheit, or 30,000,000 degrees Celsius. One rotation on the sun is 27 days. So 1 day on the sun is like 27 days on Earth. The sun is 93 million miles, or 150 million kilometers away from Earth. It takes 8 minutes and 20 seconds for light to come to the Earth from the sun. The star type is a D2 star. The sun is 99.8% of our solar system, so it's very, very big compared to planets. It's a star, but it looks bigger and brighter than all the other stars because it's close to us. Light from other stars take years to reach us. They are light years away, while light from the sun takes only 8.3 minutes to reach the Earth. Although it is an ordinary star, the sun is special to us because it's the only star we can study really well. A lot of what we know about other stars come from what we know about the sun. So what do we know? The sun is at the center of the solar system. All the planets are in orbit around it. The sun holds planets in orbit with its powerful gravity. The sun is made of 75% hydrogen, 25% helium. The sun is like a ball of burning gas, and its surface is about 10,500 degrees Fahrenheit, or 5,800 degrees Celsius. Hot enough to melt any metal. The surface of the sun looks bright yellow, and on the gassy surface, we often see dark spots called sunspots. These little patches of cooler gas are about 7,000 degrees Fahrenheit, or 4,000 degrees Celsius. Sunspots, some of which are bigger than the Earth, are controlled by magnetic fields on the sun. They move slowly across the sun, which proves that the sun spins around like planets. The sun takes about 27 days to turn round once. Sometimes there are lots of sunspots, and other times almost none. The number rises and falls every 11 years. The last high was in 2011. Sunspots are active areas from which big explosions called solar flares can occur. Flares blow material into space that, if it blasts our Earth, it would damage our satellites and cause a natural light show in the night sky. This effect is known as the northern light. If you're the northern hemisphere or the southern light, at times huge loops of fire called prominences leap and fall back to the sun. They are pillars of gas that flow with the magnetism of the sun, which is a bubbling, burning sphere of gas. Danger! You must never, ever, ever try to look at the sun with binoculars or a telescope, because the heat and light from the sun will burn the inside of your eyes. It will damage your eyes for the rest of your life and could make you blind. Now we're going to talk about Mercury. Mercury, which is the closest planet to the sun, looks like the moon. It is a small rocky world and like our moon. It's covered in craters. Space rocks crashing into Mercury long ago. Craters. Mercury has a diameter of 3,000 miles or 4,900 kilometers. It's 36 million miles away from the sun, or 58 million kilometers. One day on Mercury is 58 days, but 1 year on Mercury is only 88 days. The temperature at daytime is 790 degrees Fahrenheit or 420 degrees Celsius. At nighttime, it is negative 274 degrees Fahrenheit or 170 degrees Celsius. It has no moon. In the daylight close to the sun, temperatures on Mercury climb to 790 degrees Fahrenheit or 420 degrees Celsius, twice as hot as an oven. In the dark of night, temperature drops to 274 degrees Fahrenheit or negative 170 degrees Celsius, much colder than a freezer. Mercury has no air or water. There is no life on this little world. Even the most powerful telescopes on Earth cannot tell us what Mercury is like. They just show that Mercury has phases like the moon as it orbits the sun. Most of our knowledge comes from Mariner 10, a robot spacecraft that flew close to the planet in 1974. Photos from Mariner 10 showed a planet scarred by thousands of craters made by meteors that crashed into the planet 4 billion years ago. The largest crater is the Caloris Basin, over 800 miles or 1,300 kilometers wide. Some craters have lighter colored rays spurting from them. This is a material blasted out by the impacts. Huge cliffs on Mercury rise 2 miles or 3 kilometers from the surface, probably made as the planet cooled and cracked long ago. If we ever land on Mercury, we are sure to have a strange day. On Earth, a day lasts 24 hours, but on Mercury it lasts 176 Earth days. Mercury's orbit also takes it closer to the sun, then further away. So the sun would sometimes look big and sometimes small, depending on where the planet is in orbit. Craters on Mercury are named after famous artists, writers, and musicians. Among them are Beethoven, Michelangelo, Shakespeare, and Vincent van Gogh.